Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Karen from the Hotel Growth Hub team. Today we're sharing about Arun Kumar Raman,
Oh, yeah.
a hotel sales automation specialist with 25 plus years of experience.
Wow, 25 years.
He helps Indian hotel owners boost visibility, bookings, and revenue
Right.
through his hotel growth formula courses and mastermind community. He's
Nice.
an industry expert making a big impact.
You got that right. For this deep dive, you and I are going to be taking a look at one of his blog posts
Okay.
called Mistake #1, No Clear Vision.
I like it.
We have his blog post in some of the comments.
All right.
And I think it's a really interesting topic
Yeah.
because a lot of hotels, particularly in India, seem to struggle not because they lack resources, but because they lack a clear direction.
That's interesting.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's so true. It's like they're setting sail without a compass,
Right.
And Arun really nails it when he talks about how this lack of vision plays out in the real world.
Yeah.
He dives into these 3 reasons why it happens.
Okay.
And I think they're surprisingly relatable, even for those of us who aren't running hotels.
Okay. Let's unpack these reasons.
Right.
First up, he talks about the tendency to just follow trends.
Right.
What's your take on that?
Well, it's that classic, everyone's doing it, so should I trap?
Ugh,
But what works for one hotel might not work for another.
exactly.
Imagine a boutique hotel in the Himalayas trying to copy a beachfront resort's all-inclusive package deals.
Yeah, that wouldn't quite fit, would it?
Not at all. And that's where the danger lies.
Yeah.
By blindly following trends, hotels risk losing their unique identity.
Right.
That special something that sets them apart from the competition.
It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, right?
Exactly.
Eventually, you're going to damage both the peg and the hole.
Exactly.
And that damage can be pretty tough to repair, especially when it comes to a hotel's reputation.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's the second reason Arun highlights?
The second reason is a lack of planning. Often there's so much excitement and energy around opening a new hotel
Yeah,
that the long-term strategy gets put on the back burner.
makes sense.
It's understandable. You're busy with a million things.
For sure.
But without that roadmap, it's easy to get lost along the way.
It's like being so focused on putting out the daily fires that you never stop to think about fire prevention.
Exactly. And the third reason Arun brings up is overconfidence.
Yes, the classic, if you build it, they will come mentality.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Some owners assume that a great location or a beautiful design is enough to guarantee success.
Right.
But, as we know, there's so much more to it than that.
It's like assuming that just because you have a fantastic recipe, people will automatically flock to your restaurant.
Yeah.
You need marketing, a great location, and good service.
Right.
And you can't get any of those things without planning.
You hit the nail on the head. And what's fascinating is that these 3 reasons, while distinct,
Yeah.
are often interconnected. If you're blindly following trends, you're probably not doing the planning or market research needed to make informed decisions. And overconfidence can blind you to potential pitfalls or the need for a solid strategy.
So it's this sort of negative feedback loop where one problem feeds into the other.
Exactly. And the consequences go beyond just the internal workings of the hotel.
Oh, really?
This lack of vision can really impact the guest experience.
Interesting.
It really does.
Okay.
Think about it from the guest's perspective.
All right, I'm thinking about it.
They arrive at a hotel that's trying to be everything to everyone.
Yeah.
A bit of luxury, a touch of budget-friendly, maybe a sprinkle of wellness thrown in.
Yeah.
It's confusing, and ultimately, it dilutes the experience.
So how does this actually manifest in a real-world scenario? I mean, are there any specific examples Arun shares in his post?
He does. He mentions this hotel in Tamil Nadu that kept shifting its target audience.
Oh.
One minute, they were going after backpackers. The next, they were trying to attract families, and then it was business travelers.
Oh, my gosh.
Imagine the whiplash for their marketing team.
I can't even imagine.
Let alone the guests.
It's like they're changing costumes every week, hoping something will stick.
Right.
No wonder they struggle to build a loyal customer base.
Exactly. And it's not just about branding.
Okay.
This lack of vision also plays out in how hotels allocate their resources
Interesting.
without a clear direction.
Yeah.
It's so easy to pour time and money into activities that don't actually align with their goals.
It's like that saying, if you chase 2 rabbits, you'll catch none.
I like that. It really captures the essence of what we're talking about.
Cool.
For example, imagine a hotel investing heavily in a state-of-the-art gym
Okay.
when their target audience is primarily interested in cultural experiences.
That reminds me of the time I stayed at this charming, historic in the English countryside.
Yeah.
They had this massive flat-screen TV in every room, completely out of sync with the cozy old-world ambiance they were going for.
Wow.
It just felt jarring and unnecessary.
It's a perfect example of how a misaligned investment can actually detract from the overall experience.
Yeah.
And then there's the impact on decision-making.
Right.
Without a guiding purpose.
Uh-huh.
Choosing the right opportunities or even recognizing them becomes incredibly difficult.
It's like trying to navigate a maze in the dark, right?
Exactly.
Every turn could lead you further astray.
Exactly. But here's the silver lining.
What's that?
Arun doesn't just point out the problems. He also provides a framework for finding solutions.
Okay, so let's dive into that.
All right.
What's his advice for hotels that are realizing they might be stuck in this visionless cycle?
Well, he lays out a 4-step process to gain clarity.
Okay.
And what I appreciate about his approach is that it's grounded in introspection. The first step is all about defining your purpose.
Makes sense.
He suggests asking yourself, why did I start this hotel?
Okay.
And who do I want to serve?
That's a good one.
It sounds simple.
Yeah.
But these questions can be surprisingly powerful.
It's like taking a step back from the day-to-day grind and reconnecting with that initial spark.
Right.
That passion that drove you to enter the hotel business in the first place.
Exactly.
I can imagine that process being incredibly valuable.
It is. And it's not just about warm, fuzzy feelings.
Okay.
It has tangible business implications.
I like it.
He gives the example of this resort in Kerala that decided to fully embrace wellness tourism.
Interesting.
They started offering Ayurvedic treatments,
Yeah.
yoga retreats,
Wise.
and really leaned into creating a holistic, rejuvenating experience.
And I bet that resonated with their target audience.
It did. Their bookings went through the roof.
Wow.
It's a testament to the power of aligning your offerings with a clearly defined purpose.
Okay, so defining your purpose is step one.
Yep.
What's next on Arun's roadmap to clarity?
Step 2 is setting long-term goals.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of having a 5 or 10-year plan. Right.
Not just drifting along, but actually having destination in mind.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this? I mean, isn't it difficult to plan that far ahead?
That's a really good question.
Especially in an industry as dynamic as hospitality.
That's a good point. The world changes so quickly.
Right.
And who knows what traveler preferences will be in 5 years, let alone 10?
Yeah.
But I think Arun is getting at the importance of having a North Star, even if the specific coordinates shift along the way.
I agree. It's about having a direction, a vision of where you want to be.
Right.
Even if the path to get there requires some adjustments.
Makes sense.
He gives the example of this boutique hotel in Rajasthan. That set a goal of becoming the top-rated cultural experience hotel in the entire state within 5 years.
Wow.
That ambition guides everything they do, from staff training to marketing campaigns to the partnerships they form.
Having that kind of ambition, a tangible goal to strive for, can be incredibly motivating for everyone involved. Absolutely. And it brings us to Arun's third step, crafting a vision statement.
Okay.
This isn't about writing a novel.
Right.
He stresses that it can be a single sentence that captures the essence of what you're trying to achieve.
Gotcha.
What do you think would be a good vision statement for, say, a hotel focused on sustainable tourism in the Himalayas?
How about to provide the most breathtaking, eco-friendly escapes in the Himalayas?
I love it. It's concise, it's evocative,
Right.
and it instantly tells you what they stand for.
And I imagine that clarity of purpose makes decision-making so much easier.
Absolutely.
Everyone on the team, from the general manager to the housekeeping staff, knows what they're working toward.
You got it. It eliminates guesswork and keeps everyone aligned.
For sure.
And that brings us to Arun's fourth and final step.
Oh?
Aligning your actions with your vision.
I like it.
He's essentially saying that every decision you make,
Yeah.
from marketing and stacking to even the smallest upgrades, should reflect that core vision.
It's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk, right?
Exactly.
Like, if your vision is all about eco-friendly luxury, your choice of linens, cleaning products, and even the activities you offer should all reinforce that commitment.
Precisely. It's about ensuring that everything you do contributes to the bigger picture.
Right.
And you know what? Arun shares a really inspiring story about a homestay in Korg
Okay.
that was struggling to attract guests.
Oh, no.
They turned things around by clarifying their vision and making sure their actions aligned with it.
I'm all ears. Tell me more about this homestay and how they managed to pull off such a remarkable turnaround.
Okay, so this homestay was located in a beautiful, secluded area of Korg,
Right.
surrounded by lush greenery and coffee plantations.
Sounds nice.
They had a lot going for them,
Yeah.
but they were struggling to stand out in a crowded market.
Makes sense.
What they realized was that their true strength lay in the peaceful, nature-immersive experience they offered.
Hmm.
They decided to fully embrace that and define their vision as being a retreat for nature lovers seeking tranquility and a connection with the natural world.
So they went from trying to appeal to everyone to focusing on a specific niche.
Exactly. And then they started making changes.
Like what?
They introduced guided nature walks,
Yeah.
bird watching tours,
Interesting.
even coffee tasting sessions featuring beans grown on local plantations.
Nice.
Every activity they offered reinforced that core vision of connecting with nature.
And did this shift in strategy pay off?
It did in a big way. They went from struggling to fill their rooms to being fully booked during peak seasons.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it wasn't just about the increased bookings.
Oh.
They started attracting guests who truly appreciated what they offered,
Yeah.
who were seeking exactly the kind of experience they provided.
Right.
It created a sense of community, a shared love of nature that you just don't get when you're trying to be everything to everyone.
It's a beautiful example of how a clear vision can not only improve a hotel's bottom line, but also create a more authentic and fulfilling experience for both the guests and the people running the hotel.
I agree. It highlights how even small, independently owned properties can achieve great things when they have a clear sense of purpose.
Totally.
But you know what? Even with this success story,
Yeah.
there's still a bit of discussion happening in the comments section of Arun's blog post.
Really? What are people saying? Are they questioning his four-step process?
Not exactly. There's this one commenter, Suchi,
Okay.
who runs a successful homestay herself.
Right.
And she brings up an interesting point.
Let's hear it. What does Suchi have to say?
She points out that even though her homestay is doing well, she's still struggling with their online presence.
Oh, really?
It's like they have the vision nailed down and their actions are aligned,
Okay.
but they're having trouble getting that message out to the right people.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
It highlights that even when you have a clear vision, you still need to find effective ways to communicate it
Yeah.
and reach your target audience.
Right.
I guess it speaks to the importance of marketing and digital strategy, even for smaller properties.
It does. And it makes me think about that hotel in Tamil Nadu we discussed earlier.
Oh, yeah.
The one that kept changing its target audience.
Right.
Imagine if they had a clear vision and a strong online presence.
Oh, that would have been great.
They could have used that to their advantage to really connect with the right guests.
Totally.
They're
Instead, they were all over the place and ended up confusing potential customers.
Yeah.
It's almost like having a great product but terrible packaging.
That's a great analogy. Nobody wants to buy something that looks unappealing, even if the contents are amazing.
So Arun's advice is just the starting point.
Right?
There's this whole other layer of execution and strategy that comes into play once you have that vision in place.
Absolutely. But at least with a strong vision, you have a foundation to build upon. You know who you are, what you offer, and where you're going.
Right.
And that makes all the difference when it comes to making strategic decisions about marketing, operations, everything.
Speaking of next steps, Arun actually teases his next blog post at the end of this one.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Do you remember what it's about?
Yes. He calls it Mistake, #2. How ignoring market research can cost you guests.
Interesting.
Sounds intriguing, doesn't it?
It does. I have a feeling we're going to be learning a lot about the importance of understanding your target market
Yeah.
and finding those effective ways to connect with them, which Suchi mentioned.
Maybe we should add that to our list of future deep dives.
Yeah.
I'd be really curious to see what Arun has to say about market research and its role in shaping a hotel's success.
Definitely. We'll keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah.
But for now, I think we've given our listener a lot to think about.
We have.
We've explored the common pitfalls of lacking a vision,
Right.
the power of defining your purpose,
Yeah.
and even saw how those ideas translate into real-world success stories.
And I think it's a great reminder that whether you're running a large hotel chain or a small, cozy homestay,
For sure.
having a clear vision is absolutely essential.
Absolutely.
It's about knowing who you are, what you offer, and where you're going.
It's about creating an experience that resonates with both your guests and your team.
Yeah.
And as we saw with Suchi's comment, even with a strong vision, the journey doesn't stop there.
Right.
There's always more to learn, more ways to refine your strategy, and more opportunities to connect with the people who will truly appreciate what you have to offer.
Well said.
Yeah.
And on that note, we encourage you to check out Arun's blog and explore the resources he offers.
Yeah, definitely.
He's got a wealth of knowledge to share.
This is Mike.
He's got a wealth of knowledge to share.
This is Mike.
And Karen, signing off. Subscribe to the podcast, follow Arun's blog, and connect on social media. See ya.